I have with me the one and only hostess with the mostest,
This
my
is your
girl.
this is your girl JT.
That's right. Hey, y'all, we're so excited to be back. Uh-oh. And we have guests joining us today. So as they come in, we want to just let y'all know we do have special guests arriving on today. I think that's Tiffany that just entered the studio. Hey, Tiffany. We are live here on Oak 103.9, and we are happy. Lord have mercy. Janet, I
Yes,
forgot. Please, can you hear me clearly? Because I can't hear you.
I can hear you just fine.
Tiffany,
You
you
hear
can
me?
hear me?
Yes. Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear y'all.
You can't hear
Uh-oh.
me?
Janet, can you hear Tiffany?
I can hear Tiffany. I can hear you, Lady T. Everybody
Okay.
sounds great.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you really good. Really
Hold
good.
on 1 second, ladies, because I can't hear, but give me a second. Let me click something.
Well,
Oh,
listen, while Lady T is getting her audio together, I will tell you that we missed having Lady T here in the United States. She literally is operating on South African time. She flew back to the US just last night, and we are so happy to have her back in Raleigh Wood. Welcome back, Lady T.
I'm
Welcome
so glad
back.
to be back, and I can hear you girls. I can hear you. I'm so
Good.
glad to be back. I am still I think I'm a little jet lagged. So y'all bear with me. Bear with me today.
I
Let me
know
tell you,
that
flying
feeling. I know the feeling.
those hours. Okay, like you go on your first 10-hour flight, then you get a 5-hour layover, then you got 10 more hours to go.
Mhm.
Baby. It was amazing. No complaints, but I am a little jet lagged to say the least. But I'm so glad to be back. And people of our Candid Conversation listeners, this Tiffany, welcome.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank you for having me.
absolutely. And we have Lashaunda who's going to be on very soon. She got caught in another phone call, I think she told me.
Busy, busy, busy woman. Busy woman.
Busy, busy, busy. Look, we can relate, right, JT? We can
Absolutely.
we can relate.
All of us.
Yes. So while we're waiting on her, Janet, we were having a little discussion before the show, y'all. And we were talking about a few things. I guess I just came off a missions trip to South Africa. So we were gonna pose a question because there's some videos and some things that we've seen on YouTube. And JT, can you
Yes.
go ahead and take that for me?
Yes. So what we're going to do all while we're waiting for Dr. Joyner to get started, because we want to hear from you in the comments. We're going to play something we saw on Instagram and we want to hear from you. And certainly, Tiffany, we definitely need your candid conversation on this as well. So ladies, stand by while I get ready to share this clip from YouTube.
Blessing when you do something for the poor. The Bible says that when you give to the poor, it is as if you are lending to the Lord. How many of you have been a blessing to other people even when you didn't have a whole lot yourself? And I got to clear something up. It is a blessing when you do something for the poor. It's a blessing when you do something for the poor. The Bible says that when you give to the poor, it is as if you are lending to the Lord. How many of you?
So
Well,
you know, we have a very we want to have a conversation about it. You know, we've had Hurricane Milton, which has devastated the people in Florida. We had Helene that devastated the people in Western North Carolina, Georgia, parts of Ohio, and the context of what Dr. Jamal Bryant was saying was that Pastor Keon Henderson, who is the husband of the former Shawnee O'Neal, said that you will not be blessed when you give to the poor. And so that sparked a whole social media conversation about should
yes.
you give to the poor? Like what does that look like? And so Dr. Jamal Bryant, he addressed it. He said what the Bible says. And so we want to hear what says you. So
That's right.
we
That's
just
right.
we just want to hear what everybody's got to say. You know, should people give to the poor? Good evening, Janelle. You know, You know, we
Good
want
question.
we want to hear what you got to say.
I feel like we should give we should give wholeheartedly anyway, no matter who it is. And I feel like you'll be blessed regardless when you do give sincerely out of your heart. When you're giving from a good place, when you're giving
Yes.
cheerfully from a great place, no matter if it's rich or poor, because everybody needs help. You know, everybody will come to a point in their life where they need somebody to help them. So I don't feel like it's fair to put like a stamp on it just to say, okay, this person, if you bless this person, you won't be blessed. I did. First of all, I never heard that with Pastor Keon. I never heard that, so that threw me off. That threw me off. I didn't hear him say that, so I don't know if maybe if that's what he meant when he actually said it. But I do know that you should always give, regardless. If you're able, you should always be willing to help someone else, regardless of who it is, and you're going to be blessed in return, regardless. That's how I feel.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. We had a lot of people in the comments responding, but Tiffany, I agree with you. One thing I heard one of the missionaries say on the mission trip that I just came off of, most people say, "Oh, we have to win the poor. We got to go win the poor." And I know that they're referencing monetary things, right? When they says not to when if Keon, I think I heard him say it on YouTube, but yeah, I think I heard him say it. But if his meaning was not to bless them with monetary gifts or give to them, wherever they're lacking, we also need to bless them spiritually, right? We want to win people to the Lord. We want to tell people about
Right.
Jesus. And sometimes we hear people say, we're going to go save the poor, we got to go save unsaved, whether they're rich or poor.
Everybody.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
Everybody.
right. So it's regardless, we got to tell the goodness of the Lord to everyone. But Jay, there's
Absolutely.
a lot of comments, a lot of response to that question. If you see them, they're moving quick. I see Janelle. I think I saw Jackie. Can you see them, Janet? Lady
Oh
JT.
yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we'll get into these responses because we asked y'all, you know, it is it wrong to give to the poor? We
Right.
heard what Dr. Jamal Bryant had to say about it. And so we're going to go through these comments. So Janelle Branch wrote, Pastor Bryant was absolutely correct, and Pastor Henderson was out of order for what he said, period. Um, she then followed up to say that, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I can tell you, Jackie Oko is a blessing to a whole lot of people, and not
Yes.
just because she's my sister. She really is a giver to
Yes,
the
she
poor.
is.
And she wrote, that man was dead wrong. It's a contradiction of the word. That's why I don't be listening to certain folks. Girl, that's why we don't be listening to certain folks. Because you're right, sis. That was just ridiculous. And Janet's opinion. This opinion does not reflect the views of Candid Conversations or Lady T or Miss Tiffany. This is solely Janet's opinion. Okay. Miss Jinx Bullock. And Miss Jinx is the winner of the book that was written by Superintendent William Cooper. I have had her book for a month, and I keep telling her I'm going to give her book. Miss Jinx, you're going to get your book on Sunday. I promise. But Miss Jinx says we do exactly what the Bible says. And Janelle said what a lot of people on social media said about Pastor Henderson. This is the same man that asked his church for $4 million to help repair the church. So how do you say it's not how do you say you're not blessed if you give to the poor, but you're asking people to bless you to rebuild your church? When we know you got insurance, you're married to Shawnee O'Neal. Y'all got it. No, I'm just playing. But anyway,
they got it.
Somebody got it.
And I agree.
Bambi wrote, well, this time Pastor Bryant got it right. And when you in the Bible, you can never go wrong. And Jackie tells us here that the Bible speaks about the giver, especially a cheerful one. Girl, you better walk through them scriptures.
You better, Jackie. We hear you.
And it also talks about the meat. He is just wrong. It's just he needs more tutelage. Oh, let me grab these black pearls. Yes, my sister is an associate professor, so she uses those big words, and I am here for it. Yes, he needs more tutelage. And let's see. Miss Jinx wrote, Pastor Henderson was just wrong, and he needs to read his Bible. And Kezra Marshall wrote, Proverbs 14 and 21 tells us that it is a sin to despise one's neighbor, but blessed is the one who is kind to the needy. He spoke out of turn, and he used that the poor will be with you always. And our girl who, listen, she's a giver, she's a new grandmother. She lives and she serves a whole lot of people. Miss Leslie Monet, she wrote, I have not heard the remarks, didn't know he was a pastor. He was teaching about blessing the poor versus sowing seed. Of course, we should give to the poor. It is called almsgiving. Read the role, evangelist. That's exactly what
He's
it's
telling
called.
the truth. That's it. That's it. And yes, he misinterpreted that about they will be with you always. So does that mean that we're not supposed to do what the scriptures tell us to do, not to bless them or be a blessing? So yes, you're right. And he did. It's on YouTube. Google it. Or in the words of my mother, Google it up. It's on YouTube.
So listen, and hello, Mother. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yes.
But listen, we had a question, and it was a simple one. Is it wrong to bless the poor? And you guys have sounded off in the comments. It is clear that we can do both. We can bless the church. We can bless the poor. We can bless people who simply have a need. I hold that if you see that a person has a need and you choose not to respond and you have the means to respond, that is not right.
Exactly. And I tell you, and even and let's talk about the event that happened in, I think we lost Tiffany. She'll probably be back on in a minute.
We lost Tiffany, but guess what? We have Dr. Lucas. Hello, Dr. Lucas.
In the building. Hi, Dr.
Hey.
Lucas. Welcome.
Hey, ladies. How are y'all?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, okay. We got the house. Everybody's in the house. Thank you so much for joining us again, Dr. Lucas.
Yes, I missed y'all.
We missed you. So we don't have to introduce you to our Candid Conversation listeners. She has been here before, and we welcome you back again. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because we know how busy you are. You have big events coming up.
I do. Hey, Tip.
Yep, there's Tip. Well, listen, girl, so we wanted to get on and have a girlfriend talk today. And then, of course, before we leave, we wanted to tell everyone about the event that's coming up so that everyone can put it on their calendars and be ready, because this year, 24, was an amazing time. And we don't want people to miss out this time, waiting too late to get their tickets. So, yeah, we'll talk about it. Before you came on, Dr. Lucas, we were talking about being a blessing. I don't know if you've heard the comments that were made with Pastor Brian and Pastor Keon Henderson, I think is his name, about giving and lending, giving to the poor, and that's what we were talking about. So
I did not hear it. I didn't hear it, but it sounded like he was saying, "Don't give to the poor." Is that what?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
But give to his church. Okay, then.
I think he forgot. He probably just forgot.
Like, you're supposed to give to, and you're a pastor, you're supposed to give to everybody. You're supposed to be a cheerful giver to everyone, not just certain people, but
yeah. It was quite interesting, to say the least. That's why you got, like one of our guests said, or in the comments, you just have to be careful who you listen to and what you take in. You just got, and pretty much you have to know the word for yourself. We're not having a Bible study class here today, but you do want to know. You want to know the word for yourself, because you see how people can take things out of context. Yes, the poor will be with us always, but we're clearly supposed, if we have the means, supposed to bless those that are less fortunate, those that are struggling right now in Asheville and surrounding areas who were hit by a horrible storm. That could definitely, it could have been us. It could be us any given time. So you want to do that. So yeah. But we have you here now, so we're gonna get back on topic for what we came for, and that is to talk about girlfriend talk. Can you tell us about you and Miss Tiffany? I was so intrigued to know. You ladies have been friends for a very long time, and in this current atmosphere, current world we're in, where people cut you off and tell you they don't have to tell you why, and y'all could have been friends for 15, 20 years, and the girlfriend might not even call you anymore. So we want to help some sisters out here a little bit when they have some disagreements, how to, get back on the ball again, true friendship, and you recognizing that, and what holding on to once you feel. So, how long have you ladies known each other? And give us a little history, a little context on your relationship. We can start there.
How many years has it been, Tiffany?
We were like 15, 14 years old.
It was middle school, so it was before that. So I moved from Virginia to North Carolina when I was in middle school, like 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade.
So Tiffany, we moved into a neighborhood, and Tiffany lived in that neighborhood. So she was the first person I met. And so we instantly clicked, and then we've been friends ever since. So ever since 6th grade. So I don't even know how old we are, like 11, 12.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, it was before, yes, probably around 13, 12.
Yeah.
We definitely in 6th grade, and we are 36 years old now. So
36.
Wow.
And listen, let me tell you what. So we've been through all versions of friendship, right? Because we are both mothers, and and we've done different things, went to school, all sorts of things, but we always like found a way to still connect, right? So we understand life happens, and I think this is something that girlfriends got to know, because we be cutting people off because we don't talk to them for a few weeks, like, oh, we didn't well, they busy. They have jobs and careers and children and family and all sorts of things. And so we've never lost love for one another, right? Like if we went a year not speaking, we always remember we're those same little girls who met in the 6th grade. Tiffany's very dramatic. So
very quiet. She got a big personality on the inside.
Yeah. But we were just talking the other day, because Tiffany's a photographer. And so we did a photo shoot. Y'all saw that video and those pictures. And she knows, like, no, I'm out here speaking and I'm doing all that, but she knows I'm really just a shy person. Right. So you need that person who like really knows you and who could pull certain things out of you, and you could be just comfortable in that space to take a picture, because that's like, for a shy person, somebody just taking pictures of you could be like, intimidating. But I'm with somebody that I know. I'm with my 6th grade friend, you know what I mean? And so it just makes it better. But yeah, we've known each other that long. And last year at the conference was Tiffany's birthday, February 10th. And she still came to take pictures of the event on her birthday.
That's support.
Friends. Yeah, that's support.
She told me, y'all, when she told me when it was no doubt in my mind. I was like, look, whatever this is, when she told me that day, I said, you know what, whatever I'm doing that day, because I didn't know what I was doing. I said, whatever I'm doing, it's going to have to come after that, because I'm going to be there for this. Like, I had to make sure I was there. And that's the importance of having a friend too. You have to know that when it matters, you need to be there. There are certain things that, it's okay. We have to miss it because I live here, you live there, but it's certain things, okay, I got to be there. God forbid, her mama go away from here, I gotta be there. It's certain things.
I'm going too. She go, I go. So you're gonna be in both our funerals.
Yes.
But it's certain things. You have to just be there. And certain things is okay if I can't make this every single thing, every single birthday party for the kids, every single this, because we have lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay to have life, but just when the big things happen and certain things happen, if you're able, be there for your friend. Be there for your friend.
That makes a difference.
Yes.
I see your comment. Janelle said loyalty. I can't see the rest. Loyalty and showing up means the most, and it does. Absolutely. So it does. That's been a very important part of you all's friendship. Have you all? Can you all? And I can speak on that. I have a friend from middle school, so I know exactly. And we haven't seen each other in years, but I do know every time we talk, we pick up right like when we left off at.
Right where we left off.
Yes. And it's so sad because nowadays I can't say the same even with my kids. I know they making friends. It's just like the friendships aren't the same. Like they don't know how. Right. What is
they
missing?
seem like they have to talk to each other all the time, all day, every day, be on the phone with each other. I don't understand that. I'm like, look, give it a break sometimes, like. But they have to they go to sleep on the phone with each other and everything. It's just so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah. But that's how we used to be, right? Because I
Really
think
though, for real.
it
Yeah.
takes that immature. I mean, like when we're immature and we don't have nothing else to do, we don't have no other responsibilities. That's what we're
Right.
doing at the time.
Right. You're right.
But we, when you get older, and I think that's what happens, that friendships don't evolve
Right.
because we grow as women when we become wives and mothers and all sorts of things. Like we grow, and you need someone who can grow with you. And
Exactly.
so,
It's good.
yeah, it just so happened that we grew together and we
Exactly.
still
Without
accepted
being
every
in the
version
same
of one
space.
another.
Right. Without being in the same space. That makes sense. Like, even though, say for instance, if we didn't talk for a whole year, but when we met back up, we were in the same space. We were growing, we were doing things, we were elevating. That makes a difference too. You have to
It
be
does.
elevating together as well, or you will lose people. And that's what she was talking about on her. I don't know if you guys saw her reel, but that's what it, kind of was about. Just losing people along the way that you thought you would have like forever. But if you don't have the same common goals, if your mind and your mentality, your spirituality, whatever, is not there the same, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna grow together.
Mm.
That is so true. I think elevation is, I mean, it's one thing to, because people elevate at different times in their life.
Yeah.
And that's part of evolution, and that's part of growing. But I think sometimes separation takes place, and sometimes it's not even you. Life does the separating because you're just on two different
Yes.
paths. And it doesn't mean that you can't come back
Mhm.
together. It just may be a season where you guys separate.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
Mhm.
And it's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
I think what gets me is sometimes with relationships, grown women relationships, when they say like you have a falling out or a disagreement when you're in the big age, like, I think all of us are somewhere in the same decades. And instead of like, it's people don't want to talk about it anymore. They just want to just
Right.
be done. Dr.
Yeah.
Lewis, help us.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, I'm like, we're at this big age, like, okay, I get it, but I don't get it. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I think it's the nature of the relationship to start with, right? Because we if we truly love a person and respect a person and value them being in our lives, we're not going to let it go that easy. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So,
that's
and
good.
for me, I believe everything is a conversation. And so even if we have a tough conversation, that don't mean we fell out. That just means we
Right.
had a tough conversation. And so some people they don't have capacity to be disagreed with. They
Yes.
don't have capacity
That's
to
it.
be given feedback, or for me to be like, girl, you was wrong when you did that, right? They don't have capacity. They define loyalty, which someone said in the chat before about loyalty. Some people define loyalty and love as just a commitment to agreeing with you all the time.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's not healthy. That's not love at all.
Right.
Don't don't let me, Tiffany, no, don't let me go astray. If I'm
Girl.
going this way, tell me I'm going the wrong way.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
You
Please
Right.
pull my chain.
Right. Reel me
Mhm.
back in if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I
that's
think
good. Go ahead,
I
Jay.
think she's right. Like, some people take, if I call it obedience, if you're not in complete in obedience, like you do everything I tell you to do, how I tell you to do it, then it becomes a problem. And, and part of that evolving and growing is when you've got good things happening, I am happy for you. I'm going to
Yeah.
celebrate you. And, and the Bible tells us in order to have friends, you must first show
So
yourself
yourself
friendly.
friendly.
That's
And
right.
so
Have to.
you can't be a good friend if you're not walking in love. You don't have the capacity to love people and meet people where they are. Because to your point, in certain relationships, yes, you can talk on the phone so much where you be like, girl, I done fell asleep on some people and I'm sorry, it just happened. Okay. But it's like, that might be a season where you can do that. And then there's another season where I can't even think straight. Like I'm scatterbrained and I got a lot going on. And, you know, and that's where you just got to meet me where I'm at, and just know
Right.
I'm gonna make it up later. But right now, I'm all over the
That
place.
moment.
Right. Right. But like Dr. Lewis was saying, I think, well, I forget if it was Tiffany, I think it's what how the foundation of the relationship starts, you know. You really genuinely gotta love that person. And I've even personally I've had relationships where because I have a hard time seeing the worst of people, right? I'm always trying to see the best in people, right? And I'm like, oh, and I'm always caught out there because I'm like, okay. I use my discernment, but a lot of times, people take to me, right? And they cling to me and they want to be friends. So I'm like taking them on. And then, but don't ask me something and not want the answer. And if I give you the answer, now you're not ready for the answer. But I'm giving you the answer. I'm being real because I want you to do that with me. But they're not the ones ready for that, right?
Right.
That's problematic. You know what I'm saying? That's been my issue with a lot of people. I'm like, I try to use diplomacy, but we're friends, so we should be able to talk to each other. Women, y'all could be a trip, ladies.
Girl,
I'm
Dr.
serious.
Lucas, you a whole doctor. So I'm gonna ask you this question now.
Okay.
I need you to give it to me straight.
Okay.
Right.
So, like, what do you do when you have that one girlfriend where it's all about them? Like, they want everything to center around them. And when you don't subscribe to that, then you become the problem.
So okay, that's so funny you asked me that, because I was just talking to another friend yesterday, and that was the thing that happened. Her and this other friend decided to travel together, but when they got there, the friend made it all about her. She didn't pay for nothing. The other girl paid for everything. I said, "Oh my God." First of all, I would have noticed that a mile away, because I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's why you want me to go on the trip.
Yeah, I think you have to really be selective. So this is what I call raising your price. I don't know if I talked about this last time with y'all. Raise your price.
I don't
So
think so.
this is raising or increasing what it costs to access you in this season of your life, right? Everybody can't have equal access to you in this season. When you've developed and you've invested in yourself and you done been through the trials and tribulations, you've overcome some things, you can't give everybody that same access to you, right? So people have to pay a little bit more to have a certain access, to be in those close quarters with you. Sometimes they have to pay a little bit more respect, right? They have to put some respect on your name and
Right.
who you are and what you've already done. And they have to demonstrate that respect when you're in the room and when you're not in the room, right? Can they still hold your name down in a room where you're not there and others are talking about you, right? So you have to be able to keep those people out. Some people got to pay a little bit more attention. See, there's things I know about Tiffany because I've known her for a really long time. So I pay attention to people I care about. So I know that I'm not offending them. So I know I'm not embarrassing them. And same thing, right? So I know if there's an important relationship in her life, I'm gonna honor that relationship too, because I'm paying attention to her. So some people got to pay you a little bit more respect. Some people got to pay you a little bit more attention. Some people got to pay a little bit more integrity. So I'm not hanging with you if you swindling people and you lying and you cheating and you scheming. See, I'm already peeping that in the relationship when I'm meeting you, even when I'm getting to know you, I'm already peeping that. So by the time you most of the time, right? Now, people will surprise you. We don't know everything about people, but people shouldn't be able to surprise you that much to where you're going somewhere and they got to make it all about them. See, the first time I see that, I already know where we are. The first time I see that you got to make it all about you, I already know where we are, right? And so what do you do about that? I think you got to be honest with yourself, and that maybe you missed something, or maybe this person got one over on you, and that's okay. What do you do now? Back on up and say, you know what? I thought that was going to be a friendship. I thought that was going to be a thing. I thought we were forming a connection, but I'm actually seeing a side of this person that I won't be able to rock with, right? And that's okay. Where can that person fit in your life? Because you might not have to write that person off altogether. You might decide, okay, I can invite this person to, church or something like that, right? But what I won't invite them to is my birthday party when it's my birthday and they trying to make it all about them, right? You just have to be selective with where you allow people in your space to raise your price.
That's good. That answer your question, Jay.
You can hoop and holler in church all you want to. You can make it all about you in church. Child, shout and do it. You can do all of that. but not at my birthday party, right? Like, you just be selective about
That
when you
part.
hit those people.
Ooh, that is funny, but you are exactly right. And it's sad because it happens even at this big age.
Mhm.
We've seen it.
Yes, yes. There are some comments in there, Jay. If you want to pick that up, I see some for Janelle.
Yes. She said, so when you really know your friend, you won't do things to offend or embarrass them. You will also defend them when they are in the room and when they are not there with you. And that is so true.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. And again, if you're just joining us, we have Dr. Lashawn. I don't want to say your first name. It-
Lashaunda, no, go ahead.
I guess okay. We have Dr. Lashaunda and Miss Tiffany. We are here having a conversation on friendship, the longevity of them, how to keep them friends. How many of us have them? The ones you can depend on type of conversation on today. Thank you all for your greetings. Thank you all who have welcomed me back from Africa. I'm so glad to be back. Grateful that God kept those big old humongous planes in the air all those hours. Back to be here with you, Candid Conversations. I missed you guys. Whew. But Lashonda, back to you, madam, because we do want to have this girlfriend. Jenna and I have been friends for quite some time as well. Not since grade school, but in adulthood. I've heard some women say, I don't one lady told me the audacity out of her face. She was like, I ain't wait till I turn 35 to make no friends. So what are you doing? Like if you're at 30 and you meet someone and y'all become close, why you can't be her friend? So that was my question to her. So my posed question to you. In your latter years, it's okay, right? To meet females or people and become friends at 35, even 40. You can literally become friends. I got my friends from when I was in high school, girl. I don't need these friends. I'm like, what? So I hear crazy in that. So I stepped back a little bit from that because they were kind of connecting with me a little bit. But I'm just saying, have y'all ever ran into
I
anything
think
like that?
Yes.
I think that's a little overrated. And I'm interested to know what Tiffany thinks too, because I think it's a little overrated to always be like, oh, I had these same friends since middle school or something, right? Like it happens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're talking about me and Tiffany. But like if you ain't never made no new friends and you still just relating to those old people, that's telling me
It's a
you're closed
problem.
off.
It's a problem, right? You're that tells me you're still stuck in middle school. You might be
Right.
still stuck in middle school if you're
Right.
thinking like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so. I agree. I agree.
I want to know, Tiffany, because Tiffany and I are we're the same, like we're emotional creatures, right? Like we the two that'll cry and laugh and get nostalgic about things and hug and cry. I haven't posted the video yet, Tiffany, of us
Oh,
just sitting there after the photo shoot,
yeah.
hugging and crying, child. For what? I don't know. We just do.
Woo.
For what? Because I was just looking at her like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And she's like, I'm proud of you. So,
That's
me and Tiffany are
beautiful.
the same, but we're also different, right? Like
Right.
I'm an extrovert, but I'm shy, right? Tiffany, I think Tiffany is not. Tiffany, are you shy? Would you say you were shy?
I was trying to do this. It's like certain things I'm shy to do, but most of the time I'm not. I love talking to people. I love people, so it comes easy. But certain things I don't like to put myself out there. People think that I do, but I like to be behind the scenes mostly because I
Yeah.
could be shy sometimes. But once I get around you and I feel that you're a safe space, then I start talking.
I
What
Same.
do
can
you
relate
think
to
about
that.
those friends, Tiffany, that have to be the center of attention? And here's why. I'm thinking about a couple of friends from the past, child, that was that
Listen,
had to be the center of attention. So because I want to know what you think about that question. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that?
so me, I just step back and let you have it. Since you think you got it, when they think they got it, I just sit back there and let them have it because I'd rather them have it anyway. Since you feel that way, then go ahead. But I really, when you said that the girl went somewhere and made it all about her. It was
Mhm.
somebody's birthday and she made it all about her. I think that's really selfish. I think people like that are really selfish. You should celebrate with someone rather than make it all
Yes.
about you. So I don't respect anyone that always try to make it about them. So especially when it's not your moment. It's not your moment. Celebrate someone else in their moment. Your time will come. You know, it's okay to celebrate others.
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree 100%. And we're alike in a lot of ways, Tiffany. People think I'm not shy. I'm shy, girl. I'm the shy one in the crew. I am.
Woo.
Right, JT?
No, no.
To a certain point, look at me and Shonda seriously. To a certain point, y'all, I can be, but I am the one that when I mostly have shy friends, and they say I'm the one that can get them kind of out of that point. But with certain things, I cannot do it. It makes my nerves like bad. But now I'm okay. But at first, I was like, oh my God, I don't know these people. What are we going to talk about? You know, but
Oh, girl.
I can easily talk, but you know, it's nervous at first when you don't normally do it. Like I'm not a speaker, but I can speak. If that makes sense. Like
It makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
so, yeah.
You're in a safe place here because we just lay back and
I
I
can tell.
we had such a good time with Dr. Lashaunda when she first came. She was like, oh, yes.
I love
Listen,
some good
Come
conversation.
back.
listen, when Dr. Lucas came last time, I just felt like I needed to snap my fingers. I'm like, yes, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yes, you didn't learn to leave.
We had a good time. We had a good time. And so
Yeah,
Tiffany would
like
love
I
this. So
said,
Tiffany's the
we,
photographer. Oh, I'm sorry.
we like to consider ourselves
So
a safe space.
Go ahead.
Uh,
I
yeah,
think her
so I
camp,
think she was
somebody's
saying
stuff
it
had
was a
went.
yeah, she was saying that it was a safe space. But Dr. Lucas, you were saying about Tiffany being a photographer.
Yes, so Tiffany is a photographer, and so she's the person behind the camera making everybody else look good, right? For their brand or whatever is going on. And I ain't gonna tell all her business. She just got back from Japan. Okay. Um, taking pictures of somebody's birthday experience. They hired her to travel. Look at me telling all your
wow.
business. Um,
Tiffany, girl.
And you see what I'm saying? This it's a little shy, but she's not shy. It's a little, but so Tiffany's making everybody look good, right? And so last time I was on this show, we were talking about the conference, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what we talked about, but and then they were like, oh, my daughter is a photographer and she goes to North Carolina Central. And so I was able to give her a media pass to the event so that now she is a celebrity
Yes.
photographer because she took photos of Chrisette Michelle and she put them on Instagram. And I know, did you see that she tagged Chrisette and Chrisette was like, thank you, and all of that?
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Jada did not let nobody not see that. We were so excited. We were like, yes, you gave her an opportunity of a lifetime to a senior of North Carolina Central University. I tell you, she's been snapping cameras ever since. I said, Jada, she may have her own photographer now. She got BFF to take pictures, girl.
Okay.
So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
but she was so. Thank you so much for giving her that opportunity. She's still reeling off of that opportunity, and it opened a lot of doors for her. So I appreciate you for doing that for Jada. Yes, that was
Yes.
huge.
All
Yes.
it takes is that one, as a photographer, all it takes is just that one picture, that one something. That's like with her, that took off for her, and that was a blessing. So that
Yes.
was great, Shonda, for putting her in that position like that.
Yes.
That's what it's all about as women. That's what we should do for each other.
Woo.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
should do
And
that for each other.
I think you met her because you were so Tiffany was there at the event too. So I think you met her. You just might not know that you met her because Jada was so quiet at first. And I said I had worked with her a little bit more this year, and I said, "You are not the same shy baby you were before."
Came out that
You
shell
know
now.
me, and she loosened up.
Yeah. That was big for her. Like that was the biggest thing she had done since she started taking pictures. So I could imagine. I said, Lord Jade, mommy can't go with you, girl. But I can't be there. I couldn't be there for that. And so she had to put them big girl panties on and get up in there. So
She
now
did.
she's like, I got it. And she said, I'm going with Dr. Lashaunda. I said, that's such a blessing. You used her again after that, time after that. So thank you again. And that's what we should do for one another, simply like you were saying. That's like we should support each other even a
Yes.
little bit more than I think we do as sisters, as you know, we talk about it, but I don't think people are about that life as like they should be. But
No, they are
you
not.
know,
Yeah.
I don't know
But
what
you
that.
know, I'll say this: everybody needs a Dr. Lucas, that friend that's gonna big you up.
Aw.
So I looked at Tiffany, and she looked like she was almost in tears. Those cheeks were red because her friend was telling her business, but reading her resume, being like, listen, my
I
friend is
love it.
dope. You know, these doors have opened for her. Her gift made room for her. She's doing big things. You know, she says she's unassuming. She says she's shy, but her gift is loud. You know, you need that friend that is going to kind of push you a little bit to be
Yeah.
the best version of yourself and let everybody else know how awesome you are. So I love seeing that.
Love it.
Yes,
Love it. Love
yes,
it. Love it. I love
I
yes.
got
having
some dope friends.
I'm telling you, because and just like when we were talking about you know how we were talking about friends that you lose along the way. You know, we were speaking about that before. Just having have lost someone that I had, you know, since I was little. She helped me with that because I was holding on to it. You know, you kind of hold on to things when you think you're supposed to always have them. I know I do. You know, some things you feel like, dang, I'm supposed to have this, so I can't let this go. But she let me know that it was safe for me to just let that go because it doesn't serve me anymore.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good friend.
That's another thing. How do you hold space for your friend when they're in a dark place or when
Mm,
they're in a place that where they are struggling in any area, right? Whether
Right.
it was something that happened to them, maybe even if when they made a decision and they're dealing with the consequences of their decision, how do you still be a friend to people in every season?
Mm,
I think that is what's going to tell the test of time too, because
mm,
obviously
right.
from sixth
It
grade
is.
to 36, both of us, right, have been through some highs and some
Exactly.
lows, some beautiful
Exactly.
moments and some ugly moments.
Yes,
And
girl.
you got to be able to have someone you can confide in, who know your heart, that you can
Right.
share with vulnerably, and they're not
Mm,
going to judge you. They're not going to run and tell everybody. They're just
mm,
going to share that
right.
space with you. That's
Yeah.
right,
it, you know?
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. And when Janet,
Yep.
we were talking earlier about how Dr. Lewis was speaking on her friends and encourage, you know, just reading her resume. Janet is that friend. I try to be that friend as well, but JT, that girl will big up me in a minute. I be feeling like, oh, I can conquer the world by the time she finished. But so I understand that. I respect that. I understand and I get it. Look, everybody needs a friend like that in their lives, I think. But since we're talking about friendship, if you become like, let's say, and I'm just using this scenario, you have a friend, and that friend there's a particular person who you all know mutually, right? And that one mutual person that you all know, that she's not friends with her, right? Are you able to? Are you expecting your friend Tiffany? Tiffany has a friend that doesn't like you, Lashaunda.
Hmm.
Do you inherit that? Tiffany, do you not be that person's friend because she doesn't like Dr. Sims? So she doesn't like your friends, and that's your best friend in the whole wide world. But do you stay in that friendship, or would you
Yeah,
feel like
I'm
you?
not I don't communicate with anybody that doesn't like anybody that if you don't like her, then there's something wrong with you. So
Something wrong with you, right?
I'm definitely not gonna be
I
communicating with
feel
you
that,
at
girl. I
all
get that.
if you don't like her. You know what I'm saying? But
I get it.
it's some people that just like, okay, you know, it's two people sometimes they just it's just something wrong with them. So you like, you know what, you try to be the mutual person, but you stay out of it. Okay, you can do that
Yes.
for some people. It's like, look, y'all gonna talk. If y'all ain't gonna talk, okay, but you don't let nobody. This one don't talk about this one. This one don't talk about this one when I'm around. But usually I don't have situations like that because no, you either gonna like her or you're not, or I can't be in the middle and we can't communicate. But if it's something like her in the relationship I have with her, I'm not dealing with nobody that don't deal with her. Because why? Why are you not dealing with her? What is the
Right.
problem? Like, what is wrong with you at this point? Because why are you not dealing with her? What's the problem? And
Right.
if I do deal with it, it's just gonna be on like a hey, bye situation or whatever. Or if we do some business together, something like that, you know, I might take their money or whatever.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna have no sit downs and stuff with them. No. No.
Yeah.
I don't
Same.
know. It might. I don't know. Some people think otherwise. I don't know. It's just certain people I hold near and dear to me. You just can't. If you just downright don't like them and you hate them, I can't. I can't be. We can't be friends.
Right. Right. And I think because it comes from, I agree with you on that, Tiffany. Like, what could be the problem? Right? Because
Right.
I know Tiffany and I know she is very tender hearted. She loves people. She ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Right.
That's just not her heart. She's never been that way. Right. So if you don't like her and if there's a problem that deep, like help me understand what really happened. Because if it
Right.
was, oh, I heard she was talking about me, let's get
Let's
over
talk
that.
about it.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And can we all sit down and talk about it? Then that's the case.
Right.
Like, let's talk about it.
Right. And so, but I'm trying to figure out too how that would even come about. If it's a new friend,
Right.
that doesn't even make sense to me to try to choose. Like I don't even know you like that. This new friend,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's the
Right.
the type of energy that I'm looking at. But if it's two really long time friends, then I need to know, like, did she slap your mama? Like, what happened that was that deep that you got to have that type of beef? Because otherwise we could talk about it and we could figure something
Right.
out.
Because we are adults. At the end of the day, we are adults. We are not little kids.
No.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tanisha, I'll take that too. So, like, if you have a group of friends, mutual friends, and one friend doesn't like the other friend, and they do things intentionally to try to sow seeds of discord or just be horrible to that friend, I think at some point you just got to wash your hands of the situation and just walk away and be like, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Because you can't revive a dead situation, one, especially if you're like, you ain't did nothing and you don't even know what it is because you've been cut off and that's just the end of that. You just have to invest your energy with people who want to receive you.
Absolutely.
And then, when you talked about the new friends, I think it's always dangerous when you see people's friend circle changing every 6 months because it's like, well, dog, what's up with that? Why, like,
Right.
that's weird to me. So, but I'm not that person that's like, I'm not taking no new applications because we've heard that before. But I will say that, if you show yourself friendly, that you will attract people, but it's also about what is it about me that you want? Are you looking to me as a resource? Are you looking for friendship? Are you looking at me as the ATM? How are you looking at me? Because I'm looking at you as friend. And I think it's a dangerous thing when I'm looking at you as friend and you're looking at me as competition.
Woo.
Oh.
So,
That is
JP,
another conversation. Woo.
That is another conversation.
Put that on.
And
We need to stop there.
That's where it comes into raising your price.
Yes.
Because you cannot be so cheap that anybody can access you all the time for any reason. Your light is bright, right? Your light is so bright, everybody's going to be attracted to you, but it's going to be up to us to have standards and expectations that everybody can't meet. And that may sound a little, narcissistic, but at the end of the day, if everybody can access you, you probably a little too cheap. You giving yourself away for too low of a price. We need to know our worth and our value. You know what I'm saying? Because although everyone will be attracted to you, everybody don't know how to handle you. Everybody don't know how to guard your heart, right? Everybody don't know how to do that, how to operate with you and respect you and honor you. Everybody don't know it. So you have to raise your price. And I always tell people, you don't go to a Lamborghini dealership and you say, all I got is $2. And they say, well, we want you to have this Lamborghini so bad, we just gonna give it to you for $2, right? But that's what we do. We have all these giftings. We know we're a good friend. We know that we are a resource and an asset to your life. And sometimes we want other people to want us so bad. We want them to have us so bad that we just give ourselves away. What did they do to deserve that level of investment from you?
That is
you know what
good.
I mean? And I'm not saying don't pray for people, don't help anybody that you can help. But sometimes we're letting people into the close quarters of our heart in our lives. And they didn't show us anything that could indicate that they could be responsible in that space.
Right.
So we got to check ourselves. So we using this term friends. Some people just people Some people are associates. Some people are co-workers. Some people are the girl from the gym. Some people are, you know what I'm saying, the girl that work at the mall. Everybody ain't your friend. So
Mhm.
you
Oh, that's
have
good.
to be selective.
That's good. That's
Mhm.
really, really good. And especially the part you mentioned about competition, that shouldn't even be in the conversation. That shouldn't even be a part of the vocabulary between friends, not real friends.
Right.
Um, I see Leslie in the comments. She said, "We are called to be reconciliations through Christ. When someone is bent on discord, we are working with demonic spirits. It's time to help them get free in Jesus' name." Woo! Got church on that, she
Yes.
says.
You know what? And she is absolutely right. That's funny. Look, are you a word member? Are you a member of Word Tabernacle Church? Because look, we were talking about that at church.
Oh, wow.
About being the method of reconciliation and forgiveness. My pastor was actually preaching about that. And I just started thinking about, how you have the broken friendships and stuff like that. And he was just talking about how there are certain people who we can fix the relationship. We can it can be recovered, and then there are some people who you just have to just forgive them, and just let it go. But you have to be able to discern, you know who is who. But it is up to us to try to fix it. Even the people that have done me the worst, I always tried to at least see, okay, can we make this thing work? What can I do to make this better, or whatever.
Yes.
And if it doesn't work, it fall on deaf ears, I have to just let it go.
Yeah.
So,
I
but that is
agree.
true.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tiffany. I'll try to save a friendship. I will try to save a friendship, because when I've taken to someone, I'm my heart, like I really, really, really am taken to that person, right? So
Yeah.
but you can't expect people to always be who you are. And
Yeah.
I'm learned that too. It took me a while, but I learned
Yeah.
that people don't have that same loyalty to, or that same thing that we're talking about in friendship. It doesn't matter to some people like it does to others. So I'm glad we're having this conversation, because there's a lot of ladies in the comments who have a lot to say, and they obviously are glad we have this conversation as well.
Yes, I love it. And I love
Yes,
who's God up in it. Woo! Because
yes,
that's what it's all
oh
about
yeah,
anyway.
oh yes, yes, ma'am. Tabernacle, South Haven. Okay, that's what
Oh,
Leslie said.
okay. Okay.
My sister's down there in Mississippi. I think that's where she is, Janet. Is it in
Yes.
Mississippi?
Yes.
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 They
Yes.
check y'all out.
Yeah, yeah. So again, if you are joining us, we are here to having a girlfriend conversation. We have Dr. Lashaunda here, and her friend of 20, or 30 years,
Yes.
lifelong friend Tiffany,
Tiffany.
right here.
That's crazy when you think about it. Like after a while, you just lose count. But wow, that is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yes, girl, because we barely that old as it is. So I'll be like,
Right.
ooh,
I'm only 19. I don't know how.
hey. Dr. Stanfield, if you would, can you kind of tell us about your event that you have coming up? Who's going to be that speaker? We know who it was last year. I'm sorry, I keep saying last year, but still in the year of 24 when
Yeah.
you had it. It was the beginning of this year. But you have one coming up. We'd like to know when it is. And after that, we want you to introduce Tiffany so we can let our viewers know what she does as well and how they can reach her.
Yes. So, okay. So, the Black Mental Health Conference, y'all. So, February of 2024 was our first year. It was our inaugural conference.
Yes.
And y'all came on a radio station and talked about it. Came on y'all station and talked about it, right? On y'all live. And do y'all know we sold out? So I'm contributing that to this conversation too.
Yes.
So we advertised here, and then we sold out. We had about 200 mental health advocates to attend that conference, and it sold out the space. So the space couldn't hold any more people. The space that we had selected. So we sold out. It was a beautiful event. Please go to Instagram BMH conference so that you can see some information, or you can go to the website thebmhconference.com, so you can see what 2024 was like. But we are the Black Mental Health Conference. We focus on culturally responsive methods and practices to therapy and mental health, right? So what does that mean? That means that as a therapist, I've went to a lot of school. Okay, I done did undergrad in social work, master's in social work, PhD in social work, right? And it wasn't until I got into my PhD program that I began to learn about Black studies in mental health and Black modalities and practices and frameworks. Why did it take me to get this elite degree to learn about mental health in the Black community and learn that there were practices that were designed for us to address the specific trauma that we deal with in our community, right? It took a PhD. So that means that all of our millions of people who are getting bachelors and masters, they're not getting that information, right? In a lot of our programs. Now, also, I am a professor of social work. Okay. And so I know that the textbooks we use don't go there either. They're going to give you a lot of CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. They're going to give you a lot of PCT or person-centered therapy. They're going to give you a lot of stuff, but they don't give you Afrocentric therapy. They don't give you Black feminist theory. They don't give you, a lot of these modalities. And so, or empowerment theory. They're not going to give you a lot of that. So what we do is we center that at this conference. We want to make sure that mental health professionals, regardless of your race, if you work with Black people and Black communities, you need to be here at this conference, right? Because we want to make sure you have the knowledge of mental health and how it impacts our community and the discussions that we're having in our community around mental health, so that when that Black person comes across your screen or at your table in your room, then you know how to work with them, right? So that's what we focus on. In 2024, our keynote speaker was the Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter, and now my friend, Chrisette Michelle, and my
Yes.
soror, Chrisette Michelle. She came and she was phenomenal. From the moment that we told her about what we were doing and the vision, she was sold. She was like, I'm there. And she came, she was lovely. She spoke to everybody. She met everybody. And she gave and delivered a powerful keynote. And this is what I want to tell my people who come to the conference as well, and even those who apply to speak. So what she did was she had found her creative way to get knowledge from the conference herself. So if you taught a workshop, she knew what you were teaching about, whether she came and stood in the door or she got someone to video it, because she's still talking to me about what she learned at the conference.
That's
Oh
Right.
good.
my
So
goodness.
she was there taking it all in too. And she is truly a mental health advocate. So we did that. It was amazing, had a great time. Now we're planning 2025, and 2025 is taking place at the Durham Convention Center, and we have expanded to a 2-day conference. So it was a 1-day conference. Now we're 2 days, and it is January 31st to February 1st. Okay. And we are bringing in Black History Month together. And because every year this is going to be in Black History Month. Our keynote speaker, this year is Grammy Award winning singer LaToya Luckett. So yes, LaToya Luckett is going to be there. She is the keynote. Again, when I shared with her the vision and asked would she come be the keynote, she was like, absolutely. And so I don't know if y'all have seen her movie that has come out on Lifetime, I believe. I am forgetting the name of the movie. It just left me that fast. But it's about, if you haven't watched the movie, I don't want to spill it. But she was, it deals with domestic violence and things like that. Okay. But it's a phenomenal movie. And so she has her own story with mental health, depression, and things like that she's going to share with us very candidly and transparently. We have a panel called In Living Color, and we have 3 phenomenal people from the TV industry, right, who are going to come and share with us about Blackness being represented in the media, and we're going to talk about the impact that has on mental health. What is those representations? How does that impact our mental health, right? And so we have executive producers of TV shows that are coming. We have people who created documentaries who are coming. We have people who were actually on the reality TV show. We have Sherelle Duncan, who was on Love and Marriage DC. And then we have Jackie Pittman, who is a casting producer. She has her own casting company. So she casts for the reality show, TV shows, and different shows that we've watched. And then we have Marcellus Reynolds, who's a documentarian and author, TV host, all of that. So they're on the panel. Then we have 13 subject matter experts who are going to present to us too, all of our speakers. So it is a 2-day conference in Durham at the Durham Convention Center. Go ahead and get your ticket. We have a very limited amount of VIP tickets, right? And so those are actually running out. Okay. So if you want the VIP experience where you get to meet and greet with all of those TV execs that I just talked about and the LaToya Luckett, you got to get your VIP ticket. And so you want to go ahead and get that. So I posted, I think last week, that we had under 50. And when I posted that, they started to sell. So I don't know how, I ain't even checked it today. I don't know how many we have, but I know it's very few. And you want to get your VIP ticket. If you're not able to get your VIP ticket, there will still be some general admission tickets that you can purchase that will give you access to the 2-day event. I know we have limited time. What I want to share is that we are also offering professional headshots. So here's what I'm thinking about. All of my business owners, our professionals that come to this event, we need professional headshots. So we're offering professional headshots for everybody. So whether you have a general admission or a VIP ticket, you get your professional headshot. Okay. Then we also are having a Bet on Black casino night. And so that is where you get to wear your casino gown or your suit, however you want to look for casino night. And we are going to have the casino tables, all those things set up. And that is a networking event. So we're going to have music, we're going to have food, and then we get to play the casino tables. All right. And dress up and network and get to know each other. So we have tons going on. We are bringing in February 1st with a bang, because that is the first day of Black History Month. So we got some things planned to make that an experience, right? The start of the day. So lots going on. Please get your tickets. Go to thebmhconference.com to get your ticket. Okay.
Can you repeat that?
Thebmhconference.com.
Awesome.
Okay.
I looked it up. I think LaToya Luckett's movie might be One Night Stay.
Something like that.
It's the LaToya Luckett. Yeah, it says One Night Stay on BET Plus.
It's a new one.
Oh, it's another one. Okay.
Lifetime. It came on Lifetime. It's new.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's let's see. Yeah, Lifetime. It was not showing me Lifetime. It's showing me Netflix, everything. But anyway,
we can Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead or something like that.
Yes, that's what I think it is.
Left 4 Dead. Okay. So that's LaToya Luckett's movie. So if anybody wants to go check that out.
With that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's wonderful. So we're gonna put the link in the comment section. I think that's awesome. Amazing that they're gonna have headshots. But Tiffany, can you tell us the name of your business and how listeners can reach you, like me, who are looking for a photographer to do their birthday shots this month? If you could just share with us.
Naturally captivating lens.
Naturally captivating
lens is my big thing. Naturally captivating lens. Yes. Can y'all hear me okay?
Are you on Instagram? We can now. It's just a little delayed.
Okay. I'm sorry. My stuff was dying over here. My light had went out. But Naturally Captivating Lens is the name of my business. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. I'm on everything. TikTok, everything. I'm also a social media manager. I do a lot of social media marketing, content managing, content marketing as well. So if you know anybody that needs social media managing, you don't have time to really create your content and put it out there, I actually do that. I don't give classes, okay? I don't have time to give a class, but I can do it for you. You give me control, and I can do it for you. Place your content out there, help you map it out, that type of thing, and kind of guide you with that. And I'm a personal photographer, so I'll travel with you. I'm a travel photographer. I go all over. So
that's awesome. Wow. Well, thank you, ladies. I tell you, I got good hopes. I know y'all going to be contacted. I'm telling you now, Tiffany, I'm calling you. And Dr. Saxon, we thank you so much again for joining us, for sharing.
You can.
I'm coming. I'm coming for you. But thank you all so much for taking time out on your schedule. Girl, welcome back from Japan. When were you in Japan? Tiffany.
I was there. I went to Japan and Bali.
Awesome.
If y'all can hear me. I went
Yeah,
from
we can hear you.
Japan. I went from Japan September the 6th through the 10th. I was in Japan, and then from the 11th through the 18th, I was in Bali.
Wow. Well, welcome back. So you could relate when I was telling you about them international flights. Whoo, honey.
Oh, yes.
I'm still a little jet lagged.
Yes.
My computer lagging.
Yes.
I'm lagging. But anyway, we got through it. Thank y'all so much. Dr. Stancil, again, we'll be in touch. It's always a pleasure having you here. And I knew that this was going to take off. The first time you mentioned it, the first time you spoke on it on the show, I knew it was going to get bigger and better. And I'm looking forward to this next 2025.
Keep getting bigger and bigger. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we appreciate you. Our listeners appreciate you. JT, thank you for everything. Ladies, our time is up. I could go another hour, but the radio cut us off. So we're going to say goodbye. Our Candid Conversation listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. Come back and join us again next 5 p.m. You ladies have a good rest of your week. And again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Take care.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.